A big hello and a warm welcome to all of you amazing and beautiful people out there. Welcome to my channel and also to this pick a pile reading that I'm doing today for the collective. And I'm going to be using Tarot, Kipper, and Chakra Oracle. And let's get started right away. So, in your heart, as I create the piles, the three piles, 1, 2, 3, or ABC, whatever name you want to give it, or second, third, just in your mind, mentally, you can think about the pile that you are going to choose or pick. Now, I want you guys to honestly choose the piles, like intuitively choose the piles, because you guys have intuition. You guys have intuitive energies. I want you all to work on it, even if you may not be directly working with me, but whosoever is watching the content, the intention is that everybody should benefit most from it. So, have faith in your intuition, let it guide you. Okay, so this is pile 1 or pile A. I'll call it pile A. Okay, pile A. Then we have pile B. I will keep on showing you whatever is necessary. Don't worry about that. And this is pile 3. So I hope you have already chosen which pile you want to go ahead with, and I'm also going to be putting the timings right next to it so that you can straight away click on that particular timing on the timeline and just listen to your particular story and whatever you resonate with. And if anyone wants to watch the whole video, you're most welcome to do that. There are always some pearls of wisdom that comes through the spirit guides, the masters, and the source, which can be helpful for anyone. Like yesterday's video was full of wisdom, and every pile had so much metaphysical knowledge. I was like, wow, this is damn cool. So let's get started with pile A. Okay, now for pile A, I would like to say that you need to be careful with a false person around you or more than one false person around you. Your cards are amazing. They're amazing. You've got the best cards, and it almost feels like you are soon going to be shifting to becoming a very magical person, a person with magical abilities. And I'm not talking about stage magicians, and I'm not talking about people who do magic tricks. Anyone who resonates with this pile, you are going to be gifted with all possible things that you need from nature, from source, because you have currently a very, 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 very innocent, very pure, very healed, a happy inner child kind of energy. And I am so sure that whosoever chose this pile, you guys are here literally for metaphysical content that I create and for all the inner work content that I create. You're not here just for the predictions, because that every channeling I do or any content that I make, it is based around inner work and ascension and metaphysics. So this person, even in the past, they've been in really amazing energies. And when I talk about past, I'm not talking about like really like 15 years, 20 years. I'm talking about, you can say, a couple of years. So you have been doing inner work for good period of time, and you're actually doing the correct inner work. So just in case in your mind you had a doubt that I may not be doing the right things, or maybe I'm not on the right path, I think you need to let go of that doubt. This person has a very mature energy, like they are innocent and childlike. At the same time, they're very mature and they have like strong authority. Now what I'm being shown here is that most of your work, most of the inner work that you are doing, even though you're mature, you were authoritative, you were professionally, I'm being shown professionally you were good. Maybe you had a job or you had some kind of a role which requires authority, but your focus is more towards developing your inner child, because you want to be like, you want it to be a more happier version of yourself, a more advanced version of yourself, a version of yourself that can also spread joy wherever they go, joy de vivre. So this is what your present situation is, and you're happy to be on this path, but you are definitely surrounded by some false person. There is somebody false in your life, and it has to be from the opposite sex or somebody you're in probably relationship with or you're friends with, or maybe it's a business associate, but you need to watch your back, because this is one strong piece of advice that I'm being given. Be careful of who's there to like take away your energy, because sometimes when you're becoming so amazing, you are going to attract people who would want a piece of you. Like, I can give you an example. When someone becomes very rich suddenly, they suddenly get the wealth, but they also get a lot of people around them. Same thing happens when someone becomes famous overnight. A lot of people will start contacting them and calling them and messaging them. It happened with me also once, couple of years back. I was on the paper, that news got viral, and it was not even a correct news. It was 50% true and 50% false, and even on YouTube you'll find a lot of videos on it. And at that time, I think people were not really getting internet famous. They were getting more famous in the papers and more famous via the news. That was the trend. This was the year when I think my movie also had released. I had done a movie as a screenplay writer. And before that, I don't remember people calling me up or messaging me or talking to me as such. Even the relatives I knew, they were not really concerned. But as soon as they saw me in the paper, or as soon as they found out about my movie release, oh my God, so many people were calling me. So many people were suddenly hovering around me who had no clue how much struggle I was facing or what I was going through energetically at that time. This was a phase of my life, and I was really struggling because I had a deep desire to be a fully spiritual person. Like, I wanted to accept the spiritual life better than the materialistic life, but I was also struggling. Like, if I leave the materialistic life, if I leave the job and I leave my authoritative post and leave my mature, successful corporate outlook, I would not, I cannot do this, because the world wants you to fit in with them. So I think this person has gone through similar kind of struggle. They have sacrificed a lot, and maybe for some time they didn't have that much money also, you could say. They had to like really like give up on a lot of things. Maybe they gave up on a fancy job. So I do see that authority, either they continued the fancy job or the studies or whatever they were doing, and while doing it they chose the spiritual path and they chose to do inner work so that they can afford to clear the wounds, or if they have duties and family, or maybe it could also be someone who's very young. Trust me, it could also be someone who's in their 20s. It could also be someone who is having children and marriage and all of that. So age is not a criteria for this, neither is gender. However, another card, even the chakra oracle has given same type of message to this person, and it is about how we need to heal our inner child. And I think I have shared this fable couple of times already, but this is about a person who goes to a park and sees a father and a son playing with each other very happy, and it makes them feel like, what, I did not have a great childhood, I was not happy, I did not get this, and I did not experience this type of joy. So right before this person leaves his body, this person goes back to the park and reclaims that inner child, the happiness that you feel when you're connected with the inner child. I mean, I honestly didn't know I would be picking up these cards. Like, the first pile would be like this, and this pile definitely will connect to such a person. So when you get a lot of money, when you get a lot of fame, and most importantly, when you get a lot of happiness also, like real spiritual happiness, then too it's possible that you will attract people who this time may not want the money, who may not want the fame or anything material that you're not displaying anything material right now, but they would want to be happy just the way you're happy. They want to be around your energy. They want to, and they don't want to do any inner work. They don't want to like make the efforts that you have made, right? So you need to recognize these type of people, and you need to show them a path in a very smart way, like how children do it. Have you seen how children give like very smart answers? And I'm talking about healed children, Because another thing happened just before this session is I happened to watch a video of a man who was abusing his own daughter since the age of 7. It was on Dr. Phil or something, some show, but I just happened to, on the news feed. So yeah, inner child healing is kind of today's theme, and I will also share some channelings hopefully on it. Definitely on the twin flame ascension journey, the star seed ascension journey, the most important thing is to heal your inner child. And when you start recognizing these false people, when you start recognizing the ways and the methodologies on how to deal with them, like very politely also you can deal with them, very nicely you can deal with them, and when you know that they are just there for your energy or they want something in return from you, that's why they are nice to you, you can either just walk out from that situation. You don't need to give any explanations, or you can simply tell them in a very nice, another smart way of telling people that what they're trying to do is by telling them you're not available, you don't have time for those things, or you just don't meet them that often, or if you meet them you keep your communication very limited and you observe people. Like some people are very nice but they're not healed, so they display a lot of selfishness. They may be very nice, you could be like enjoying their company, they could be treating you well, but every time you hang with them, you spend time with them, it feels like you're totally drained. You spend the whole day with them and there's no result, no productivity, nothing better. Especially when you are heading towards becoming the magician, I'm going to say that you don't want to become a magician just like that, because I'm not working for people who are only concerned for materialistic achievements. It's a combination of body, mind, and soul formula that we work on over here. So, magicians usually use their powers for something good. They don't use it for selfish reasons, or they don't use it for, name, fame, and recognition. If name, fame, recognition comes along, because many a times it does, then also they don't care about it. They don't do it for that reason. They do it only for contribution. They do it only because they want to be of use to other people, and they want to do it in such a way that they are just the device. So all of these, gifts, the cup, the pentacle, the sword, the wand, and there's an infinity sign. This means that whatever you gain from here, this is yours forever. So you've literally cleared karma in a way that in this life you will never go back to that misery or that type of suffering. And while you ascend, while you become this super cool energy, and I love the sun here because the sun is trying to denote lots and lots of amazing things. When you become this happy child, then 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 you're really doing it. You're going to be mission oriented, because then it becomes like very natural for you to do your mission work. It's not like you have to do it. It's not like you have to get up, tell yourself that hey, today I'm going to do it. It will automatically happen. You won't even get to know. You'll automatically have the energy to get dressed. You'll automatically have energy to braid your hair or style your hair or wear the nice clothes, and you'll feel like happy person. You'll feel the colors around. You look at the flowers and you'll be happy. You look at the animals and you'll be happy. You want to clean up your place. You want to decorate. You want to eat on time. There are lots of things. Activities, daily activities will happen on their own smoothly, and at the same time you'll also end up contributing, and you'll also end up strengthening your spiritual practice, any modality that you're working on. So wonderful pile. All right, let's see what's there on pile 2. Nice. Capri. Oh, wow. So again, very positive cards. This deck is literally like, this pile is just validation. I think approval, validation, and even the guidance is talking about recovery. So either you need to continue your recovery process, because as I say, ascension is a lifestyle and it never really stops. And here what I'm seeing is that this person in the past has been in temperance energies. They have been doing a lot of balancing work, a lot of inner work. They've enjoyed their solitude, like anything, and they just love their solitude. They love nature. They love to be on their own. Now, I need to explain to you guys because this card keeps popping up. I don't know why it keeps popping up, and I told you this is also connected to star seed energy because star seeds have lots of gifts and they are connected to most worlds. Like they're connected to the animal kingdom, they're connected to human kingdom, they're connected to angels, angelic kingdom, they're connected to like higher beings. And because of this, when they're not healed, when they're just fresh on planet earth in their childhood, they attract like almost everything and everybody, and most of the times experiences may not be good. For example, if they love animals, they love animals and animals love them. Something could happen, like say they're playing with a snake, for example, or they're playing with a street animal. And when I say playing with a snake, yes, it's possible. Lots of people have very peaceful vibes since childhood, since they're born. They have such amazing energy that snakes also get drawn to them because snakes can read people's vibration and they love people who have extremely peaceful vibration. Like they don't get affected by anything. Those type of people, snakes are very friendly to them. And you can go on internet, there are lots of people who have snakes. They keep snakes as pets. Say you're doing that, maybe the snake is not mean to you, nasty to you, but someone sees it and they kill it. They just want to protect you. It's because you may not have that fear in you, but they have it because of their fear. And if those people are close to you, because of their fear, you will get programmed into believing that they are dangerous. The snake is dangerous, it's cruel, it's poisonous, it can bite you, it can kill you, blah blah blah. Maybe on that particular day your heart gets broken because you're seeing such a torturous scene as a child. You're so scared, not for yourself or for your people, but for that animal who's getting tortured. And you go like, oh my god, this is scary. And you may want to disassociate with the animal kingdom or the bird kingdom just because you feel that you could be a threat to them, or you could feel that they may be really dangerous, not to you but to someone else. And how would you deal with that then? So people, adults, tend to program the starseed kids. The starseed kids are the ones who have the potential for twin flames. So people ask me, what is the difference between a regular twin flame and a starseed twin flame? Let me tell you, twin flames are very rare on planet Earth. There are not so many. They could be in a certain number, and I think the channel that we are on right now, the community, this will grow exponentially in the coming year, in the coming 6-7 months and 12 months. You will see big growth on this page or community. Why? Because it is also our job. All the people who are on the path of awakening, it's also their duty to spread awakening around them. Like talk about it, talk about food, talk about your fitness, talk about your health, not in a bragging way. And I think more than talking, it's the changes that you display, they talk. Like when you're independent financially, when you're on your mission, you're doing things that people told you don't do it, don't do it, don't do it. So the other people actually have a role to play in programming the child, because at that point in time the child doesn't know. And also as a soul, it was chosen by the soul, the star seed soul or the twin flame soul. You can give it any label, trust me. Light worker works, twin flame works, star seed works, all of it works. But it is our duty to spread the message of awakening. And I think we do it the best when we show the change in ourselves. Like if you can do it, it's literally like if I can do it when I was in such a horrible place. Maybe I'm not talking about myself, in general I'm saying that somebody who's gone through sexual abuse or bullying or physical abuse or poverty consciousness, betrayals, lots of things, if they can come out of it and become a better version of themselves, then anyone can do it. It's just that many people are going to awaken just by looking at these people, but they're full of fears. Imagine, especially the adults who had programmed them, the same kids. So as I was giving this example, maybe you're playing with an animal and say it's a street dog or a street cat, and you're very happy, enjoying, and you're loving each other. Like, you know, animals have their own personalities, and somebody comes screaming and says, hey, that dog will bite you, or that cat will be dangerous. From a little child's perspective, that can be really scary to actually witness it. and view it in totality. And then most adults, how they program children is they keep repeating the same stories over and over and over again. Like they will say the same story in a very heroic way, like say 50 times or 100 times. And when you keep listening to the same thing like a mantra, you don't know what to do. Like you think that this is the truth, whereas it may not be your truth. It may be somebody else's truth, because people are creating realities based on what they think. Everybody is literally a reality creating machine. So you don't want to create that reality, but you are forced to believe in that reality, and thus it will have some impact or the other on you. Now, this person, as I'm being shown, was probably born with that kind of energy, and they've done fine with it. Like right now, what I'm being shown is they are in great energies, but the progression tells me that they are now changing into a person which is, you can see Page of Wands always comes with new ideas and fresh new ideas that they want to work on, and in future they will definitely be more concerned about generating resources. Like they know they have certain gifts, they have psychic abilities, and they've loved their solitude, they've enjoyed it immensely, but now they want to put it to a good use. Now they want to get into the zone where all of their gifts would be able to contribute in a way that they want to contribute. Like they genuinely want to be a contributor, and I'm being shown they will be a contributor in the worldly reality. So this is, if you look at the progression, some of you might look at it like, okay, it's actually not looking as if it's going up, but that's not the case. Every card is read differently in different situation, okay, so you don't have to worry about it, because the other cards are really nice. I'm also being shown that they have harmony in their masculine and feminine energies. Lovers has appeared on Kippers, and recovery. So now they've been given the key. In this particular story, a key is being given to the querent by a higher being, and this key can open the door to a better reality, to a better place. However, what they're telling the person is, or the listener, whosoever is resonating, is that work in such a way, do your inner work in such a way that you don't even need keys and doors anymore. Like you create a dimension where everything is possible and everything is right there in your reach. Okay. Through the Page of Wands, I'm being told that the person who possesses the temperance energy now wants to do some new beginnings, because they feel that whatever gifts they possess, it's not just for them, but they're meant to be shared with the whole world. But they don't want to do it in a way that it sounds like they're talking about themselves, or it's like loathing or something. I mean, to each its own. There are people who will always criticize you. When I do the intuitive reading for this pile, I'm being told that they have actually gone through issues where people have criticized them for being who they are. They've labeled them as selfish or mean or even narcissistic without even understanding what it means, because they've lived in their own world, and because they have not really included so many people in that world. Narcissistic are those people who are very selfish and they want what they want at the cost of others. Whereas, the spiritual empaths, spiritually awakened people are those people who don't want anything from anyone. So there is no comparison. But now they are like, okay, I know there are bad humans. I know there are evil people on this planet. There are some people who are so devilish that their eyes don't have any light in them. They could be black in color, brown in color, whatever, but it would be literally like just that one blob, of color. So now they want to use the energy, and they want to be very active in the world outside as a contributor, and I'm being shown that they will be. They will be. They just need to continue working on themselves, because sometimes it also is important for you to hold on to your energies, hold on to your gifts and psychic abilities, and then put them in a balance, because you need to blend in with the world outside. And it's not like you have to fit in. Fitting in and blending in are two different things. Fitting in is where you have to change yourself. You've got to change yourself. You've got to be like others. You've got to leave your personality behind. No. Blending in is literally like you be yourself and let the world be how it is, and you just do your thing, like in between. All right. The future basically is like, as temperance, in the temperance energy, this person felt that the world needs resources, and for the new ideas or the projects they have or the mission they are into, now they've started something, money is required, so they are going to use these abilities and create some kind of business or some kind of work around it, some kind of job or occupation that will bring them more reliability and more success, wealth, and huge amount of confidence also. It's not like they're not confident in these two energies. They are extremely. But here they are just focused on inner work, doing their thing. And here they are combining the inner work. So inner work will continue. They know that. And for that also they need funds sometimes, Maybe they want to do a combined mission. Maybe they want to join hands with someone they really respect and they really have huge regard for, and they feel that their mission is also collective mission. So staying in the place that they are staying in, they want to create a better, higher vibe and energy, and they want to work on themselves, they want to continue, and they want to be a contributor. And I think most probably that will happen, because they will embody the gifts and the maturity and the worldly identity also, and the body. So it's going to be a great combination of mind, body, and soul coming in together, and continue to work on recovery. And they're already in the very good balanced energies. They don't have the, I mean, there is another point that I can see it in this card intuitively. I maybe they feel a bit guilty about associating with someone. Maybe that's why this card is being shown. I can see some intimacy happening. They could be guilty of intimacy, because these two then go together, recovery and lovers. I know there's nothing negative in the pile, but recovery is coming here as an advice, as a feedback, not like, yes, you have recovered. It's more like you gotta recover more. So maybe they are struggling with their role in a relationship, maybe attraction towards somebody. Maybe they feel it's bad to be attracted to someone, or maybe they're not able to define. Maybe they connect more as an asexual person now after inner work, and they are scared that, they might have to change it to become a sexually active person, and they don't want to do that. So whatever it is, I think in future they will find an answer. Maybe they will work on themselves. Maybe the wounds will get more clarified. It could also be possible that this person currently is in Page of Wands energy, because they also want to strengthen their inner work, and maybe they feel that they don't have enough going on for it. So I would tell them to go back to their kick-ass temperance energy, because temperance has a lot of faith. You need to build faith that everything will be okay. That's what I feel like adding to this particular pile. That's where pile 2 is complete. Now we move on to pile 3. Lovely piles already we've got. Now pile 3. Okay. Okay. Yeah. Okay. 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 Let me just place it properly. Okay. So again, mixed cards I have for pile 3. In this particular pile, I feel that the person currently is in mode of celebration. They are celebrating. It could be an event, it could be a wedding, it could be a function, it could be an engagement, it could also be someone else's wedding, someone else's engagement, it could be a family affair, it could be they have achieved something, because in the past they have been in the Page of Pentacles energy. So Page of Pentacles, usually all pages have this young, youthful energy, and they are like excited about doing new things. They're excited about taking up projects under their belt, and they're going to put efforts into it. It's not like they won't. And I think Page of Pentacles also talks about studies. It also talks about scholarships, talks about motivation, skills. It could be possible that the celebration is about completion of some studies. I am feeling that this is a younger person. I sense a younger energy in this pile, or it could be a person who is like a child woman or a child man. So even if they've grown, like they could be in 40, 50, 60, but they have like very youthful looks and energy. So there are two possibilities, either a child woman or a child man I am channeling here, or it's a person who is like very young and maybe a student, and they have studied, they want to study and they completed something. Currently they are in mood of celebration, or they are in the zone of celebration. However, I honestly feel that this person wants to let go of the childlike energy and the youthful energy they have, or maybe I think they've been youth shamed, like there is fat shaming, thin shaming, skin color shaming. There's also sometimes people shame you for looking too young, and I can relate with it honestly, because my whole life I've been told you're too young, you're too young, you're too young. Even now on the channel, I feel sometimes some people think, oh, she's so young, like how would she know this? Or I don't think it, your looks actually really define you as such, because you also could have that kind of trigger or programming where someone's been telling you since childhood that look at you baby face, what would you know, look at you little thing. Or maybe you were surrounded by people who looked very mature, like over mature. Maybe you had a sister or cousins, or maybe where every time you would sit with them or every time you would hang out with them, you would be like the smallest one. Maybe you have some nickname, funny nickname like Smalley, or hey you little one, or something like that, which you don't like anymore. Maybe as a child you really loved it, or maybe after inner work people start enjoying these compliments, but I think before that they are a little bit concerned about looking too young. So it could be about looks also, it could be about studies also, and it could be about energy also. It could also be possible that you are say 40 or 50 years old and people younger to you walk up to you and tell you, hey, you're so immature. Actually they think that you're probably their age or you're younger than them, so they don't take you that seriously. They take you very lightly, or they take you for granted. That could also be the reason for despair over here. So I do see this person is in despair, and based on this also have release as advice or feedback. You got to release your fears, you got to release your attachments, you got to release especially the connection or the attachment, the deep attachment that people have with their own identities, thinking that I may not be good enough, thinking, and I'm telling you why am I saying this. There's a reason behind me intuitively picking onto this energy, because here from page, the person goes to in future to King of Cups. Now, King of Cups actually is a very good advisor, is a very good, very mature energy. And King of Cups is also quite young, because we don't see that kind of a personality, But now they are more in their authority. They are more like confident in giving advice to people. They are more like in their place now. So in future, this person would be heading to this energy of authority, of maturity. It's not that they're not mature right now. It's not that they will grow old or suddenly they'll start looking a certain way. No. They are simply transitioning. And I think once again, this is a person who's been into inner work for long, and they may be having this challenge. They may be having this challenge that people don't take them seriously. So some of you would be students, some of you would be in that youthful phase, and for some of you, your struggle would be people not taking you that seriously. It's not always the tarot projection that we have to look at. We also have to look at the chakra message, the oracle message, and we also have to look at the fortune messages. So I can see that this person is struggling because of this, even though they are presently in front of the world, they are celebrating. So sometimes we go through pain, and sometimes we go through despair, we go through bad health also, only because we need to step up. So in order to step up also, it may not look like, I mean, you could also question God that why am I sad? Why am I unhappy? I've got everything. I've got the looks, I've got the money, I've got people around me, I've got friends, I'm on my mission, I'm like doing things that I enjoy, then still I'm unhappy. Why am I unhappy? So it's because sometimes we are programmed to be unhappy. Sometimes you're programmed to feel guilty about the good things we have. And I'll tell you why that happens. And this will give so much clarity to anybody who's listening to it. I'll tell you. Sometimes programming also happens because you could be better than other people and the others don't like it. They don't like it. So they compare you in such a way that you are trained to believe, or you're groomed to believe, that what you have is not good, but what they have is good. So they do it in a very subtle way. And I'm not saying everybody is a planner, a narcissist. It's because they also have insecurities, and narcissism also appears from insecurities and really poor programming coming from societal values. So this person may have gotten programmed into being unhappy unnecessarily, because you need to celebrate who you are. Only when in the present situation you would learn to celebrate yourself and get out. Like, these are two opposite cards, right? Completely opposite. Literally the opposite. You look at it, they're absolutely polar cards. The most adorable thing about this particular energy is that there is a little pet, a little dog with this man who probably looks under, like there's no job, so it says not hiring. And I'm also being shown, because we have Page of Pentacles, I'm also being shown it could be possible that they are looking for the wrong job. Maybe they're stuck in the wrong profession. Maybe they are in that profession also because of programming. So they are feeling bad, but they have a really nice companion. They have a very good friend with them at this sad moment. It could definitely be your pet, because pets are full of unconditional love, or it could be maybe the energy of your spirit guides and masters who are telling you it's okay to release, it's okay to cry, it's okay to release, it's okay to cry, let it go, let it go. You're fine how God has made you. You're fine how universe has created you. Don't you worry, my love. Don't you worry, my love. Don't you worry, my love. They're telling you that, you know. So it will be easier for you to celebrate who you are instead of feeling bad about who you are, all right? And then you would be entering very soon in future the King of Cups energy, very wonderful energy, an authoritative man who embodies everything that they possess. So, you know, you could be dressed any which way. You could be wearing whatever clothes. Our clothes, our body, the external things don't define us. But you could come across as a very wise, mature, a very level-headed person whose advice and counsel people seek. So that way you have embodied your child like personality, your inner child, and you are that healed adult who's taking care of the inner child. So wonderful session, I think. If you are looking for a personal session, then you can write to me at the sunamoon@gmail.com. Once you go through the description box and once you're 100% sure of what you want to do. Same goes for therapies. One common disclaimer is that kindly do not share your twin flame journey, your ascension journey in advance with me. You can also support my content and my channel by supporting me on Patreon, or by supporting me by being generous with the super thanks button that's right under the video. And you can also support my content, my work, by buying my book In the Name of Love, which is based on the journey of finding your ultimate soulmate, the journey that we are all on Amazon Kindle. Please get the Kindle copy only, because I'm personally not selling the paperback copy. Maybe someone is counterfeiting it, or just selling the fake copies. And also the Kindle copy was edited by me, re-edited by me in 2018. So it has some difference in what the paperback copy has. All right. So thank you so much for your love, and thank you so much for your presence and your valuable time over here. I'm extremely proud of all the people who are on the inner work journey and focusing on ascension, because ascension is what you're going to take with yourself in the other world. All the other materialistic worldly things will stay back. So I'll see you soon in another one. One love and peace out and Jai Shri Ram.